For so long I was living my life, oh so wrong, always numb in my mind, battled on.
Bang, just like that, we are fixed up, dude. I probably went 2 months without a haircut because my guy who I usually go to is out of town for whatever reason for that long, so I went to a different guy at the same place. XM Cutler here in Midtown. If you need a haircut, go there. But what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm super excited to film this one just like I am with every other video, but today I'm going to share my honest thoughts about everything. I've been thinking a lot about life, about my future, about my current situation and my plans moving forward, and a big part of my future is where I'm living. And of course, I've been living in Atlanta now for a little over a year. I just signed my lease to take me through to next summer, but after that, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. So today I'm gonna explain to you what I mean by that and take you through a weekend in my life living here in Atlanta. So let's go. First of all, I love this city to death. I've had an absolute blast and I've had, seriously, such a fantastic time. I've been out to plenty of different bars and experienced the amazing nightlife this city has to offer. When I first moved here, I started living downtown for a year and had an absolute blast, and now that I've been living in Midtown for about 2 months, I think I'm having even more fun. I'm very blessed and I'm very fortunate to have a pretty good job, which allows me to afford pretty cool apartments, as you've seen from the sky-high rooftop views from the top of my complex. The weather is good for the most part, and even though some people here can be pretty stuck up, I personally haven't had any problem. Plus, I've made a pretty great group of friends over the last year or so, which I hope will extend into far into the future. So I absolutely love living here. I really do. But there's a whole other side to me, whole other side to my thoughts and opinions and what I envision moving forward that I gotta share with you. So let's hit the gym and then I'll tell you what I mean. So I have a very hard time relaxing and sitting still and just doing nothing. I always like to feel like I'm doing something. Monday to Friday, I work all day, probably more than I should, definitely more than I need to. Then I go work out, then I hang with my girlfriend and go for a walk, go out somewhere or whatever. And then on the weekend, I do my YouTube all Saturday and pretty much all Sunday. And plus, I like to work about an hour or two on Sunday while hanging out with my girlfriend and doing some admin work in between. You get the point. I'm never, ever just sitting down and doing nothing. And this translates to my future plans and what I envision the future being, because I kind of want to just keep trying new things, bouncing around and living different places. I'm in a pretty cool situation where I'm young, I'm not married, I don't own a house, so I'm not tied down anywhere. I'm pretty flexible. And then when it comes to work, I work from home and can pretty much work from wherever. So because of all of that, I am inclined to go somewhere else because I have the opportunity to. Like I said earlier, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it here. Look at this freaking view. But at the same time, there's so many places around the country I haven't been yet, and if I've been there, I think it'd be kind of cool to live there. Believe me, I'm just speaking out my thoughts. These just random thoughts I've had, and I want to be transparent with you guys, so I'm sharing them. Cities, if I were to leave Atlanta, I would consider, say, Tampa, Houston, Austin, and Phoenix. Those 4 are probably the ones that I would consider. Not that interested in anything up northeast or northwest or out in like Nebraska or something like that. But we'll see. I have a very hard time relaxing. I have a very hard time just sitting still doing nothing. I have a very hard time staying in the same place. That's why I left my last apartment and moved here after just 1 year. I could have stayed there, but I wanted to try something new. And I'm always wanting to do something new. I'm always wanting to do something different. Always wanting to expand myself and just, I don't know, just keep my life just, you know, always improve something. I'm kind of talking in circles just off the top of my head right now, but I think my point's coming across where I might be inclined to make a change when my lease ends up next summer. But I have a lot more to explain in this video, so let's keep it rolling. All right, guys, we got a taste test coming up, and I'll be honest with you, I've been slacking in one thing in particular. When I first started my channel for a long time, I did all kinds of chicken sandwich taste tests all the time. I haven't done one in probably a couple months, but today we have the Panera brand new spicy chicken sandwich. It looks pretty good, so let's give this thing a taste test. It's pretty freaking good. I would give it like an 8.4 out of 10, but this thing was $11 alone. I would rather go down the street to Chick-fil-A for half the price and get an even better sandwich. So here's a super easy transition to do if you're interested. It looks kind of cool. You pretend there's dirt on your lens, so you're like, hold on, there's little dirt on my lens. Let me get that off really quick. Just like that. So you've been following my channel for a while. I think I've shown plenty how continuous self-improvement is a huge goal of mine. I'm always looking to become quote unquote the best version of myself. And part of becoming the best version of myself, I think, is always stepping out of my comfort zone. When things get too easy and too comfortable, you might not be growing as much personally as you could be. When I first moved to Atlanta more than a year ago, it was very, very difficult. And I know I expressed in some of my videos how hard it was. The first 6 months, I hardly had any friends, did most things by myself, got behind on so many bills, and worked a job I absolutely hated, etc. I'm fully settled in now and it's going very smoothly, which is fantastic because it shows I was able to overcome and adapt. Each day that goes by here, I get more and more comfortable living here, which is great because that was the goal from the start. However, if I'm looking to keep pushing myself, I don't want to let myself get too comfortable. So I'll eventually get to the point where I gotta pick up my life and move it somewhere else, just to start all over and have to overcome something totally new again. Again, I'm not saying that I'm officially leaving Atlanta. I'm not saying that at all because I have another 9 or 10 months to figure that out. But it's worth to start thinking about it because, as you know, time flies and I'll have to make that decision before I even know it. There's so many big factors that come into play when making another huge move if I were to do that. If I had to make a decision right this second to stay or to leave, I would stay because, like I said, I absolutely love it here. However, if I think about my future self looking back on my present day self, I want to make sure I check off and do everything on my bucket list, and living in a different city besides Atlanta and Cleveland, where I'm from originally, is on that list. The older I get, the more liabilities I have, the more bullshit I gotta deal with, and the more things arise that may prevent me from being as flexible with my life as I am now. So if we wanted to move anywhere else, gotta do it soon. Skylar, if you could rank Atlanta from 1 to 10, what would you rank it?
I'll probably give it like a 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
Why a 2.5?
Because there's just too many people here.
She's a suburban / rural girl, so she's still trying to get used to it. Atlanta is by no means the best city, but it's better than it too. Come on. So I have a lot going on in my head all the time, and I've had these thoughts as of recent, and because I want to be as fully transparent with you guys as possible, I thought I'd let you know. I absolutely love the city of Atlanta, and if I were to spend the rest of my life here, I think I'd be pretty happy. The sports are great, the nightlife is fantastic, the people here have been good for the most part. I met a great group of friends that I know will last a very long time. The hiking is great, the weather is good for the most part, and overall, besides the traffic and the occasional stuck-up people, I really do not have that many complaints whatsoever. But at the same time, you gotta understand, I'm at the point in my life where I am very flexible with my work, where I live, what I'm doing, etc., because I don't have that many liabilities. If I were to go live somewhere else, I need to do it sooner rather than later, because the longer you wait, the harder it gets. And that's a piece of advice I would give to everyone. If you have the opportunity to leave your hometown or wherever it is and go try something new, go live somewhere else, not everyone gets the opportunity, and it's totally fine if you don't, or if you're not in the right life situation to make that move. But if you are and you get the opportunity, take it, because you'll learn so much, you expand yourself, you put yourself out of your comfort zone. It will be difficult at first, but everything you learn along the way during the process, you'll take to heart and carry on moving forward. I have so much more time to think about everything. My lease here doesn't end until June of next summer, so nothing is gonna happen quickly. Of course, I absolutely love it here. If you're from Atlanta, your city is great. If you're thinking about moving to or coming to Atlanta, try it out. It is a phenomenal city. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram and shoot me a DM. I'm always down to meet new people and connect, especially if you are here in the city of Atlanta. With that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop me a thumbs up and subscribe, because I drop a new video every single Monday that you don't want to miss. See you next Monday.